So BAZ, that is the government entity in Zimbabwe, has decided to issue a strong statement against the social media content creator. It began with that personality, that is Queen Nadia, according to the name that she is using on social media. It began with her actually showing forth how much she is making out of an explicit video on social media. And then jealous kicked in, especially from our African brothers and sisters. Then she began to be the discussion of the day. Some even reported to Facebook. It made matters worse when her account actually closed. They went a step further when they saw her deleting the videos that Facebook had begun deleting those videos. But she said she took that decision on her own because she wants to make new videos. That is what happens in Africa. I think people, and I've said, I'm just repeating this. I think when it comes to explicit content, it is all over the social media. And if your children wants to watch it, they are going to watch it. What is very important is to teach your children and also to control your children not to watch such content because it is readily available. Unfortunately, that woman put that content on Facebook because Facebook can be used by children, I think, from the ages of 13. This began to trend, in fact, she's not the only one who is actually on explicit the content creation. There are many Zimbabweans. I see those videos popping on my phone and they are watched by a lot of people. They are attracting a lot of viewers. So BAZ obviously following the and also seeking to be relevant had to issue a strong worded statement. The title of the statement, Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe reaffirms constitutional duty to protect children and uphold national values in digital broadcasting. If this didn't trend, you're not going to see this statement. This is the highest level of hypocrisy because this lady has been operating that account since November 2025. If there was no trend, everything was going to be normal. There are others who are also in the same business. It's business as usual. So it says the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe wishes to inform the public that it has taken note with serious concern of the dissemination of explicit digital content by some social media content creators, content which is accessible to audiences within Zimbabwe, including children. The authority reiterates that all broadcasting and digital content consumed within Zimbabwe is subject to the country's legal and constitutional framework, irrespective of the platform through which such content is distributed, inasmuch as the freedom of expression is available for enjoyment by all Zimbabwe. In terms of Section 61 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, such enjoyment must be responsible and with due regard to the rights of others, as stated under Section 86 of the Constitution. In terms of the Broadcasting Service Act, children have a right to protection from exposure to content that is harmful to their moral and psychological development, with the best interest of the child being paramount. Moreover, the Censorship and Entertainment Control Act, Chapter 1004, prohibits the dissemination of content that is indecent or obscene or is offensive or harmful to public morals. Broadcasters and content creators must therefore uphold public morality and national values as entrenched in the laws of Zimbabwe. The Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe will not permit the misuse of digital platforms in a manner that violates the constitution, national laws, or the collective moral standards of the nation. Content creators are reminded on their legal and ethical responsibility to ensure that material complies with Zimbabwe laws and respect the rights and dignity of all citizens, especially children. The authority will, in the discharge of its constitutional and statutory mandate, take appropriate enforcement measures to ensure compliance and to safeguard the public interest. Government remains committed to preserving the moral fabric of the nation and to protecting children from harmful digital content. Anyway, I think this is hypocritical to me, because if that lady did not show her money, the money she is making, that statement would not be there, as well as also jealous people starting to disseminate that information on how she is making money, her way of making money. How is it somebody's business? I mean, I'm a Christian, I go to church, that is what I chose to do. I cannot actually produce such a content. That is my choice. But if someone do so, do I have a right to actually go after that person and stop that person? I don't think I have that right. Do I have a right to protect my children? Yes. How do I protect my children? By prohibiting them from entering such platforms before they meet the age requirements to actually be in those platforms. I think it's simple as that, because this question of protecting the children, in my view, is hypocritical. If your child has a cell phone and access to internet, that child can access all explicit content and adult content as much as they want. These days, it's very, very easy. You go to Google, you just type sex, you will get those videos coming out. So, for to me, well, if maybe the government acted when it was starting, it would have made sense. But to wait until someone trend and then you now bring your voice because you want to join trend, you want to be relevant. Let me read the comments from the people. What do they say about this? Because there are mixed reactions on this one. Let me read. I'll read. Someone says, children aren't supposed to open Facebook accounts. As simple as that. Why do you allow your children to be on Facebook? Facebook is not for children. Someone says, kids in Zim 18 to 30 years, then youth 30 to 50 years, and leaders 50 to 100. Lol. Someone says, whose kids are on social media platforms? You know, even people, they protect our children, protect the future of our country. Our children needs to be raised in a safe and dignified environment. Toxic content should be banned by all means. You can't ban toxic content. For example, there are American websites such as X videos. Is it American? I don't know which, but I think it must be American. X videos, these pornographic sites. African Nigeria is also producing a lot of them. I mean, the children can easily access that particular information. Is it a matter of because this one actually posted how much she is making? I think that's where, if she was just continuing to post the content, she could have just continued. And also, people look so the network was the problem. And read the last comment. Someone says the account, however, is said to have been registered in SA. So what your concern here? What I know and understand is that even the CEO of ZBC, the president himself, are enjoying the alleged videos. Anyway, I would leave it there. You know, this is Zimbabwe for you. Anyway, to protect your children, avoid from actually giving phones and opening Facebook account for children. Also, allow the children to access quickly, responsibly, because they can also get explicit content there. To attempt to ban the content on the sites that you don't own would be a mammoth task. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I'm just looking at the amount of the people watching that content. People watching that content, and I'm wondering how many of our people watch such content on other websites from other countries, and how much monies are those countries generating from the market of Africa. Shouldn't Africa also consider loosening their policies so that they can also generate income? Just imagine those content creators making such a huge money, and you get also to tax them. Other the so-called developing countries where everyone wants to run to, they're actually allowing that. It's allowed. If you want to look at how many Zimbabweans are watching that content. I mean, it's millions of Zimbabweans. I wonder whether people's husbands are actually safe, and how many Africans are watching. But such acts are prohibited by the very same government. Isn't it hypocrisy? So it's allowed to watch that content produced by Americans and other Western countries, but not produced by your very own. I'm just analyzing, here based on, I'm a student of development studies, based on what development entails. So it will be interesting to hear your comment. Let's comment as adults.